So let's say you're a man or woman of culture, extremely fine taste, eloquence, sophistication, omniscient intelligence, perspicaciousness, elegance, refinement, and generally just a good egg. Then you've definitely decided to play Death Knight in Wrath Classic. But let's say all you really care about is playing a Death Knight in Wrath of the Lich King and you're rolling on a fresh server, which means you do actually have to get to level 55 to unlock the Death Knight class. You just want to level up as fast as you possibly can to unlock a Death Knight and crack on. Well, today I'm going to give you my advice for this choice. What class are you going to level to unlock the Death Knight? By the way guys, if you haven't already subbed, we're actually giving away free flights to Romania, so all you have to do is subscribe, comment down below to enter the giveaway. So I think the first thing to consider is, what do you actually want to have as an alt in Wrath? Having a level 55 character will save you a lot of time when you want to pick an alt. So you may as well level up your alt now in the process of unlocking the Death Knight. And then you've got to consider what kind of things are you looking for in an alt. What do you want out of an alt? Do you want a gold making GDKP alt? Then you probably want a healer or a high demand pumper DPS that will always get invited to GDKP groups. A healer will be fine, but Holy Paladin and Discipline Priest will probably be in highest demand. However, you only want one Discipline Priest. Oh my god, I've done that 2 times in a row now. You know what, I give up. We'll call on the class Priest now. So you only want one Priest in the raid, and Holy probably in even high demand because you can actually take 2 to a raid. But then a lot of people are also playing Holy Paladin, so I've just kind of created my own weird contradicting paradox that I'm just going to leave that alone. Long story short, any healer will do fine and will be in high demand for GDKPs. Now the pumper DPS definitely going to be Rogue, Warlock and Mage. They are the absolute pumpers start to finish in Wrath of the Lich King. You're always going to get a spot if you're going to play one of those classes. But obviously you should pick the alt you actually find the most fun to play. There's no point making an alt that you don't actually enjoy playing. So this is something to consider. Get on the PTR right now, try out the classes and see what is your fancy, see what lights your candle, what is your cup of tea. But let's say you don't even care about making an alt, you don't even have time for one, and you literally just want to no life playing Death Knight start to finish for the whole of Wrath of the Lich King, and then it really boils down to, what is going to be the fastest leveler. First of all, this is definitely the best way to play Wrath. You want to be playing a Death Knight, in my humble opinion. This is the age of the Death Knight in its purest, most refined, disgustingly beautiful form. But anyway, let's talk about some fast leveling options. The fastest leveler, if you're a masochist who enjoys painfully boring grinding to the point where Fallout 76 will actually start to look like quite a good game, is obviously the Mage. The Mage is definitely the fastest leveler out there because of the AoE farming potential that they have, but trust me guys, at the end of that grind, you're going to suffer from the gamer goggle effect. That's what I call it anyway. You'll know when you're at a terminal stage when you start buying early access games, store mounts, and you actually start buying power gum. Obviously I'm only joking, power gum is definitely way better than pouring nuclear waste into your stomach, i.e. energy drinks. Apparently people actually need energy and some kind of stimulant drug that gives you adrenaline to sit on your backside playing video games all day. If you're down on energy and feeling a little tired, I actually know this ultra secret technique that monks in China have been using for thousands of years to do long day-old, week-old fasts, and it's known as the art of go the hell to sleep. But in all seriousness guys, the fastest no-life giga-chad method of leveling to level 55 as fast as humanly possible is getting a mage and doing AoE grinding in Frostspec. I'll link my Wrath of the Lich King Classic Frost Mage leveling guide in the description of this video if you're new to playing the Mage and want to know how to actually pull the AoE farming method off. But the thing is guys, in order to make this work, you really need to get ahead of the pack. Best way to get ahead of the pack is to play the game on launch longer than other people are going to play the game. So if you know you're not going to be pumping hard on launch, like playing for over 12 hours, a really long gaming session, then the Mage might not be the best option, especially if you can't play on launch day. Definitely think playing a class that can spec as a healer or tank will be a better option, but why am I saying that? Since it's a fresh server, there's going to be a huge pool of people doing low level content. The world chat will be a constant flow of LFM, Deadmines, etc. Tanks and healers are always in high demand for dungeon groups. You could easily level most of the way 1 to 50 by pugging dungeon groups as a tank or healer because there'll just be so much groups that need you. You can just ping pong groups probably. The best tank, level 1 to 55, is definitely the Prot Warrior. Their damage pump's really good early level, whereas a Paladin has to wait a little longer to unlock key AoE abilities like Avenger's Shield and Holy Shield. Now, Pharaoh Druid is okay, but it's just a bit meh compared to the Warrior. They just absolutely slap because they have smaller cooldown cleave abilities like Revenge and Thunderclap, and are also pretty good for solo questing to fill in the time between dungeon groups. And if you prefer to play a healer, then just pick any healer that you want. Get it to 55 in dungeons and Bob's your uncle. Since healer gear is basically no such thing anymore, it's pure spell power gear, you'll easily be able to solo quest or grind in healer spec with spell power gear, again to fill in the small gaps between waiting for dungeon groups. But let's say you hate playing Mage, you hate playing MMOs and socialising with people in online worlds on the internet. What is your best option after that? What is the best solo leveler in Wrath of the Lich King? And in my humble opinion, it's definitely going to be a Warlock or a Hunter. Can also include Enhancement Shamans and Pharaoh Druids to that list. They're also a fairly decent pick. Those 4 class options are just absolute non-stop pumpers. They have barely any downtime, if any downtime at all, to be honest, once you've got good enough gear. So when you're solo questing, you should be level 55 in no time. I think the average player can definitely smash level 55 in 2 to 3 days as one of those classes. And then you can unlock the Death Knight and finally start playing a real class. But anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Remember guys that Frost is a Mage spec. I repeat, Frost is a Mage spec. My name is MetaGoblin. To the next video. Ciao.